Hi, I'm Arséma Thomas, and I'm here with ELLE UK, here to play Ask Me Anything. I found out the news while I was working in a butcher shop in Notting Hill, actually not too far from where we are today. I was elbow deep in beef guts, if we're gonna be honest. And my phone was buzzing in my pocket. And before I could answer it because of the blood and the gloves, I missed the call. And so I quickly had to go on break, answer the call, call my agent, and then, yeah, that's how I found out. You know, there is pressure because there is this formidable actor who has brought this character to life for 2 seasons. And here I am, this ingenue kind of walking onto a set for the first time. The fact that like this story has never been told before. Julia Quinn didn't write these in her books, and so it meant that a lot of the stuff Adjoa and I were finding out together, which was really nice because then it was a collaborative aspect, both of us kind of bridging to make this woman and meet in the middle somewhere. Definitely when we were filming the Danbury Ball, towards the end, it was like a very long filming session and we were doing this dance over and over again with the same kind of period classical music. And then all of a sudden, our director, Tom, was like, you know what, we're just gonna change the music. So just follow your instincts, which was like, I'm scared of. I'm not an improv actor. And so, you know, we were dancing and suddenly on the speakers, Who Run the World by Beyoncé comes on and immediately all of us break out of character. A lot of the times we would, this is strange because like it is very just normal. We just sit on the side of a road and have like a couple of tinnies and just chat, you know, really air out all of our insecurities with one another. You know, that kind of moment of like, am I going crazy? Is this okay? And they're like, no, this is crazy, it's weird. You know, there were a lot of moments where I couldn't fit into the bathroom. And so we would have to take off like a lot of the gowns piecewise. That was definitely for sure because filming in like some of these fields, you have like porta potties and just like kind of shimmying like sideways in and then like hiking up one side of like the hip pads and then the other side of the hip pads making essentially a dress sandwich of yourself was, I wish I had a photo, it was crazy, it was weird. I would wear a corset. It's good for your posture. I was like this the entire time before, and now you can't help but like sit up straight. Plus they're beautiful. I think there's like something timeless about a corset, and there's something poetic when like fashion and symbolism kind of meet like that, and there's something about a corset that is just, you know, just this like remnant of like a patriarchal society, like this idea of like women have to be aesthetically pleasing and not comfortable. And I find kind of owning that quite revolutionary. Like I will wear it if I want to, and I do. I took a lot of bobby pins with me in my head. What else? I was like the #1 like scavenger on set. There was like all of the little like baked goods and fruits you see. A lot of them are real. So I would obviously bring Tupperware and shovel the entire table to my like little like extra large liter bin and take it all home to me and my flatmates. Yeah, I was like #1. At some point they started to put like rat poison on it because they thought rats were eating it and it was just me. So, honestly, if I was queen for a day, I would probably do away with the entire thing of royalty. I personally have never understood the idea of hierarchy between human beings when it sounds cliche, but if we are all human beings, what is the point? So yeah, that would be my one thing. I would be a very short reigning queen, but that is what I would do. You know, I would say that the biggest Bridgerton fans that I've met are my mother and my sister. Like, they are the biggest fans I have encountered. My mother's already like asked me for my signature. She's like, I plan on using this to pay for rent one day. So they're definitely, I think, the biggest ones, but also loving fans, so it's good to have them in your corner. Oof, what makes me think of home? The smell of coffee roasting. Like, it reminds me of going home to Ethiopia. It's the smell that always like ruminated in my grandmother's house. There's something like calming, at least for me, when it comes to like the smell. Yeah, it's part of like our whole coffee ceremony in Ethiopian culture. And I think that is the one thing that I've been able to like kind of equate to home for myself so that I can find home anywhere. Ooh, fish and chips. There's something about, it says it in the name. It's like the most simple of things are the greatest of things. It's just the crunchiness of the fish, the softness and the texture of chips. Sometimes you have mushy peas. It's just good. I think it's like a balanced diet, if I'm not wrong. I'm not a doctor, so. It was when I graduated, I think, from my master's at Yale. I recognized that I was like, I've pretty much done everything I can do to avoid acting because I was scared, in honesty. It was this idea that there was not gonna be a place for me in acting. It was this idea that I thought if I tried and I failed, I would never be the same again, because what do you do when you go for something you love and you realize it doesn't love you back? It's a very scary feeling. And I think that had really motivated a lot of the decisions I made. So at a certain point, I was like, okay, there's nothing I can do unless I want to live the rest of my life miserable. So I was like, let me just go. I packed up all my stuff in New Haven. I put it in storage, it is still there. And I moved to Paris to learn how to do acting in French and English. I was cat-sitting my way to make money. And there is something really, really strange when you realize that you could be living in dire situations, but because you're doing something that you absolutely love, it doesn't really matter. And yeah, that's the moment where I was like, okay, this is it. I'll do it even if it doesn't love me back. I'll still do it. Thank you so much for your questions. Please be sure to catch Queen Charlotte, A Bridgerton Story on Netflix May 4th.